What's up, everybody? Back here with another video. I'm up here in Baltimore, about to meet up with Nicole. We're here at a property we just purchased. I know you're probably going to start getting confused on the houses we're buying, so we're going to start naming some of these houses. This one is going to be called Morgan, because we're not far from Morgan State. So this is a property we just bought not long ago, a couple weeks ago. And we just finished demolition. I'm going to show you all the property in a second. In a second, I'll show you the property. But we just finished demolition on the house. This property was actually going to be a rental for us. But I think after we run some numbers, we're probably going to end up flipping this house because it is a little bit more valuable than we thought it was. And we're going to show you all something that came up, an issue that just came up in this house that is kind of forcing us to flip it as opposed to holding it as a rental. So with no further ado, I'm going to show you the property as soon as Nicole gets here. But before we do that, go ahead and do us a favor. Go ahead first, go to Instagram and follow us on our Instagram channel. Our Instagram channel is the Wholesaling Influencers, the Wholesaling Influencers. Follow us on IG because we do daily posts. And we show you all exactly what we're doing in our business. And if you enjoy our videos, enjoy what we do, and you want to see more of us, there's more of us on our Instagram because we post daily there. Also, if you're not a subscriber to our channel, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, turn on your notifications because we do all of this for you all. We show you all exactly what we do in our business because we want to motivate you all to get out there and start doing the same. So with no further ado, let's go. All right, so I guess we can start in here. For the most part, like this area is gonna stay the same for the most part. I think we should just clean it up, paint it. It looks good. Even these doors are good. Change the hardware on these doors. Okay. But for the most part, this area, and new light here. Yeah, absolutely. And paint, right? So. Yeah.
How do you want to call this? Sunroof?
Yeah, sunroof. Yeah. Some little mortar work needs to be done where the cracks are, but for the most part, this area is going to stay. You know, it is what it is. And probably from the old roof, because remember he replaced the roof.
Okay.
So they did some. So it was probably from the old roof, but it's a new roof on the house, so we should be good with water. Nicole, I think something we should do, and this will. If we, depending on what we end up doing with our exit strategy, do like a nice feature wall here. Like it doesn't have to be expensive, like, board and batten. So when you first walk in, it's a feature, or something to look at. I think this wall will look good there.
What about that, or what we did with the property we had in DC, we did the fireplace?
That's really more expensive though. Yeah, well, it's more expensive. So not that it's too expensive, it's just it's going to cost more. Yeah. Yeah, and consider this is either a rental or entry level house. It may not be necessary.
Want to do like accent wall? What about like nick teeth on the fireplace? Those walls across.
Yeah, so shiplap board, something like that. So that looks good too. So, but the rental I sold earlier this year, Nick put up shiplap boards. Okay. So either way, it's really going to come down to whatever it's going to cost. But I think overall, it's not that expensive to do, and it's a feature wall. It looks good. So absolutely, it adds.
You want me to write it down?
You can. But this is more important. This needs to come out. This wall here. Right here. Yeah. So I don't know if we're gonna have to put up a beam. Okay, so if we need a beam, we need to put up a beam up here. But this needs to come out. This is one of the first things that need to be done because we got a frame. Okay. So one of the first things we need to do is frame all this.
So this whole wall is going to come out?
I think we should.
And do like the...
Now, that's a good question. So is this wall, do you think, which wall, we know this is probably load bearing, right?
Yeah.
This wall, what about?
Well, I cannot tell you until we open and see. Okay. But like I told you, most of the homes, that's the standard joist layout.
Yeah.
Back to front.
Back to front. So more than likely, this is not low bearing.
Yes.
So more than likely, this one is. Okay. Yeah. All right. So this one needs to come out. Absolutely. Either way, both of them need to come out, whether we got to put up a beam or not.
Okay.
His nails sticking out.
Yeah, be careful with these nails. So this is where we kind of fucked up. So we had planned on making this Orlando the bathroom.
Okay, I think here, okay.
We had planned on doing that, but we can't do that because of this. This is a deck.
Yeah.
So any plumbing we run under here is going to freeze.
Yeah.
So when he was saying we would have to add a footer, that's something like what this is.
Yeah, we have to dig out this concrete,
yeah, and
build
put
a
that.
frame it up to this, close it all, siding, all of that, and for what? Just to add a bathroom here? We might as well just finish the basement.
Yeah.
With all that. So this is where we were going to put a bathroom. We can't do that, so now we got to find a place to put a bathroom because we need a second bathroom in the house. Absolutely. So the good thing is this can now just stay as a laundry room, and we have first floor laundry.
I would say, yeah, that's a better place for the bathroom.
Yeah, absolutely, because you can't really do anything else here anyway. So leave it as a laundry room. Just cut out the drywall that's damaged, and we could put like that same floor that you put at the other property.
Yes.
Waterproof, and wash and dry right here. We're good.
Do we have floors and tile left over there from that property that we can use over here?
Well, tile, we should have tile left.
Yeah, like 2-3 boxes left.
We do need a new door. So let's go ahead and go downstairs. Y'all be careful. These stairs are jacked up. He still got some stuff to get down here. So, can these stairs be saved?
Yeah, we gotta do something because it's leaning.
Yeah. So that's the question. So,
Yeah, we're gonna have to redo.
but we can keep the stairs and just redo them.
Redo.
Anybody need a mattress?
But keep the existing stairs, we don't have to put.
Well, that's what I'm asking you.
No, we're gonna redo it.
So all new stairs.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
It's more safety, more warranty on it.
Okay.
You know how old it is.
All right. Yeah. Okay. So that's priority. Front door, back door, stairs, and opening up those walls and putting a beam if necessary. That's what we need to do to get to the next phase.
Okay.
So, what's up, y'all? So I'm back at the property. The video actually got cut short, but I actually want to switch things up, and I want to show you all exactly what this deal looks like. The property that I just finished showing you, I want to take you all through the numbers because I think the numbers are very important. They really drive they drive everything that Nicole and I do. They're the reason we do what we do. So every property we purchase, we run these numbers to identify if this is a deal or if it's not a deal. So let's go take a look real quick. So here we are. We're looking at this property. I already have the numbers populated in here, as you can see, but we're going to go down this list line item for line item so you can see exactly what Nicole and I look at when we run our numbers for our properties. So let's get started. This particular property, we purchased it for $78,000. So we negotiated with the seller to buy the property. We did use a loan. We used a hard money loan, and I'll take you through the numbers regarding that loan in a second. But we purchased the property for $78,000. Now this property, once it's fixed up, will be worth $215,000. Now that is considering that we add a bedroom, we add a bathroom, and we finish the basement. So we need to get a 3-bed, 2-bath out of this house, and it will be worth $215,000. So that's ARV. That's what after repair value stands for, ARV. So let's talk about our lender fees. So like I said before, we did use a hard money loan. Hard money loans, they are not the cheapest loans. Obviously, they're called hard money for a reason. But this loan cost us $3,340 up front. So when we closed on the property, that's what the lender charged us up front. And what this number represents is 3 points, which is 3% of the loan amount, which you'll see the loan amount in a second, but 3% of the loan amount plus a $1,000 administration fee. They charge us a fee. It's called a commitment fee. It includes a valuation fee, the appraisal, all of those things. But we typically pay 3 points and a $1,000 fee up front. So like I said, it's not the cheapest loan, but it's a necessary evil. All right. So closing costs. So whenever you buy property, you have to pay recordation tax, and you also have to pay the title company for settlement costs. So I usually bunch those together. It usually ends up being around 3 to 3.5% of the purchase price. And the purchase price in this case was $78,000. So $2,730 ends up being the recordation tax and the title costs. So $2,700. Hazard insurance. Now, what that is, hazard insurance is basically the insurance that you're going to need to have in case that something happens to the property. So let's say that there's vandalism to the property, or let's say there's damage to the property, someone, or natural disaster, a hailstorm, anything. If a car crashes into the building, anything happens to the property, you need to make sure you're covered. You also need to have title insurance. Title insurance insures the title to the property. So it makes sure that there's no anybody that claims that they own title to the property other than you. And if they do claim they have title to the property, then that's where the title insurance kicks in. So you have to have hazard insurance and title insurance. And those roughly end up being around $3,000 total. And that's paid up front. Hard costs. Hard costs are my construction costs. So these are the costs that it's going to take me to finish renovating or to renovate the property. So in this property, it's going to cost us $65,000. That's what we have allotted to renovate the property. $65,000 to fix this house up. All right. So now let's talk about our investment. So buyer investment, down payment. So I typically put anywhere from 15% to 20% down on my properties. On this particular property, we put 15% down as the down payment. That is the money that's going towards the purchase. That is going towards the purchase. And that is $21,450. So with that being said, our loan amount, which represents our purchase price up here, plus our renovation costs right here, minus our down payment right here, equals $121,000. So that is our loan amount. That is what the bank has loaned us towards this purchase. That means they're going to give us the money to buy the property and fix the property up, minus our down payment. Now, for that $121,000, the bank is going to charge us 9% interest, and that is the next column here. 9% interest. So what that represents is 9% of the loan amount. So every month we have to give the bank a check for $936. And that is an interest-only check. That is not going towards the principal of the property. So after we buy the property, every month we're going to have to cut them a check of $936. Now I'm showing you all this because it's important that you account for this number here when you're buying a property. It's not just good to have the money to buy the property. You also need to have the money to carry the loan. And that's important for you to know that, because that can get you into some financial trouble if you can't afford to carry the loan. So the next column is just general information. The finished home bedroom bath count is going to be 3 bed, 2 bath once we're done. The estimated sale price is going to be $215,000. The next column is LTV. That stands for loan to value. That means what is the loan in comparison to the value of the home once it's fixed up. So if you take the $121,000, which is our loan amount, and divide it by the $215,000, that gives you the LTV, which is 56%. I always need to be under 60%. I always need to be under 60% for a deal to be a deal. So if I know I'm under 60%, then the numbers are going to look good in my favor. All right, so next column, 3 months payments in escrow. So what that means is our monthly mortgage payments, the 936 up here, I always account for 3 months of those. And I pay the bank that up front. The reason I do that is because I don't want to have to start making payments as soon as I buy the property. Now, they get paid either way, but I'd rather pay the bank up front so I don't have to deal with it. I don't have to worry about it. So I can feel comfortable the first 3 months. I know that I don't have to make any payments. So 3 payments of $936 equals $2,810. And that's paid up front. Now, next column, total needed at closing, $33,000. And so this number right here represents our down payment up here of $21,000. It also represents our closing costs, so our hazard insurance, our closing costs right here, and our lender fees. And it includes 3 months of mortgage payments. So if you add all of those numbers up together, that's what I need to buy this house. So when we buy the property, we're going to put our down payment, we're going to pay all of our fees, and I need to account for 3 months of interest payments. And that equals $33,000. So that's what I need to flip this house. Okay, so that's just the upfront. That's the numbers, right? That's my expenses. Now let's talk about the good stuff. Let's talk about the profits. So once all the work is done, once the house is fixed up, ready to sell, I put it on the market and I sell it. This is my expected sale price, $215,000. Now this number is based on me running comps for the neighborhood, identifying what a 3-bed, 2-bath house with a finished basement is going to sell for on average. And that is $215,000. I feel very confident that I could sell this property for $215,000 as long as everything in the market holds up. So let's talk about selling expenses, closing costs. So when I go to sell the property, I'm going to have to pay recordation tax. Again, every time you sell a property, every time you buy a property, and every time you sell it, you have to pay what's called recordation tax. That is paying the state or paying the city a fee, which is in Maryland, it's about 1.5% or 1.25%, I believe, to the county or to the city for recording the deed and transferring title. So you have to pay that. It is what it is, and it's based on the sales price. So 1.25% of the sales price is $2,688. Realtor fees. Every time you sell a house, more than likely you're going to have to pay a realtor. Now, I'm a realtor myself, so I don't have to pay a listing agent, but I do have to pay the buyer's agent that brings the buyer to the table, and I always pay them 2.5%. The way the market is today, you can get away with paying a buyer's agent 2.5% because it is a seller's market. So 2.5% represents $5,375. The reason these numbers are in red is because they are expenses. Now we have our settlement charges. I always have to pay the title company for, making sure title is clear, making sure that they get a lien certificate. They also have to do a final reading of the water and make sure the water bill gets paid. They always hold a little bit of money away so that the money gets the water bill gets paid. But I always pay my title company around $1,000 for settlement charges when I sell a property. And then the biggest number you have to count for is your loan payoff. So your loan amount. If you remember your loan amount from up here, $121,000, you have to pay that loan amount off. Now you have your gross sales. So if you take $215,000 and subtract all of your expenses, you're left with $84,000. Not bad, not bad at all. That's a pretty good renovation for an entry-level house, or a pretty good flip. Now, if you take a look, let's back up. So what does $84,000 represent? How do you know if that's a good return? And let me show you right here. So our initial investment, if you remember, total needed at closing was $33,000, right? So $33,000 was our total investment up front. We returned $84,000. And that is a ROI, or return on investment, of 153%. If you can get 153% return on a real estate investment, or in reality, any investment, I would say go for it. As long as your numbers are accurate and you've done your due diligence, 153% return in 4 to 6 months, go for it. Do it. Don't even question yourself. So these are the numbers that Nicole and I look at when we're analyzing our deals. If the numbers don't make sense, if it doesn't make sense, it ain't making money. And if it ain't making money, it ain't making sense. So we don't do it. So I just wanted to show you all what these numbers look like. I didn't want to take up too much of your time. Hopefully you all got something out of this video. I think our next video, we're going to actually break down a deal from start to finish and show you all exactly how to run your numbers, go a little bit more deeper into the numbers. But I just wanted to show you all what a deal looks like, so you can identify if a property you're looking at is a deal or if it's not a deal. All right, guys, until next time, I'll holler at you later. Peace.